Welcome again to another episode of The Darren Green Show, your weekly dose of pop culture news, music, social media gossip, and reality TV. Be sure that if you are watching this on YouTube to leave your thoughts in the comments, leave a like, and if you're not subscribed to the channel by now, okay, subscribe to that goddamn channel. And to the audio listeners, hey, be sure to leave a rate and review. We love those. Come on. I was not here last week. Sorry, guys. Look, it was a lot of... I don't know why I wasn't on last week. I think it had something to do with the fact that there wasn't enough topics that I gave a crap about. And then also, I was doing a lot that last weekend. Like I had a couple of events that I had went to, and I'm just like, you know what? It's not giving. I'm not feeling it. And I feel like I don't want to force myself to do a show because that's when the show becomes lacking. So I definitely was like, okay, let's do a little week break or whatever, and then I'll come back. There should be like more than enough topics to talk about. And case in point, yes, there is. As far as a weekend report, because I have not wrote anything for the weekend report, but I have a lot to talk about. A lot went down, and I feel like there's not a lot. Let me just talk about my life for a second. But there has definitely been a shift in me, and there's not a lot that I'm going to say on this episode. We will talk about this in future episodes, but I'm at the point where in my life that I just cannot be silent on things. And I'm going to be in my real life when I get off this these cameras is off and this microphone is off and I'm in real life and with real people, I'm going to speak the truth. And that a piece of that happened in the beginning of this weekend. And I feel so relieved. I feel very much, I know you guys are like, what are you talking about? What's going on? You're going to get in due time. We are going to discuss things, but just know that I have broke the seal on the fact that I'm not going to just let people just say things and do things and act like I'm not doing what I need to be doing and all this other stuff. That's just not going to happen, child. You can't take my light. You no longer have that power over me anymore. And when I get to the point where I can really be in my divine, energy, vibes and all that stuff, trust, you will be dealt with, okay? Girl, now I'm sounding like Queen Radio with the innuendos, girl. But no, before I got started with this episode, I started a little late because I was watching the Jaguar Wright interview. Okay, look, y'all gonna call me a hypocrite. Look, Jaguar Wright, I never said that everything she's ever said was incorrect. I said that there's certain moments where she kind of goes off the rails with certain people. But when she was talking about the Diddy stuff, it was always spot on because, I mean, I believe that a lot of the shit that she said came true. So with that being said, there was a lot of like people like after this Diddy verdict, people say, oh my God, where's Jaguar? Where's Jaguar? And even me and my best friend, we talk about it. We like, oh my goodness, did something happen to her? Because we know that Diddy was not found guilty for the RICO stuff. I mean, he was found guilty for the abuse and transportation of prostitution or whatever, little shit. You get what I'm saying? And Jaguar Wright was a big vocal point throughout this whole situation. I mean, Cassie was the one that brought her home with the initial lawsuit, which then in turn, the investigation started happening. But Jaguar Wright was the one that always said, hey, this was what was going on, and this is who was involved, and this is what happened with Cassie, and we got that video. So to hear her speak on, the verdict, I'm still in the process of watching it. I watched a good chunk this morning. I mean, she talked about how I'm on a cleanse, like I'm at war right now. I'm on a cleanse, I'm not drinking, I'm not doing any using. And I'm like, okay. Oh, very much heard and seen, because at the end of the day, I feel like she sounds very, what's the word? On point. She doesn't sound like, sometimes when people be drinking it and on drugs, on the controlled substances, I should say, they don't sound too clear, but she sounded very clear here. She was talking about the situation with Diddy and just talking about what everyone was talking about, how there were more people involved in the freak-offs. There were more celebrities, witnesses, and you only got a handful of people. It didn't seem real. The whole lawsuit, because I talked about this before, but we don't talk about it again. The whole lawsuit was just jacked the hell up, down to the jury selection. I feel like this lawsuit was also very quick. I mean, hell, I feel like the Megan Thee Stallion and what a Tory Lanez v. Megan Thee Stallion lawsuit, I felt like that was long. I feel like that was like a couple weeks. This felt very quick. Not enough witnesses were brought up. There was a lot of things. Y'all invaded that man's house, 3 of his locations, and found evidence that really were never brought up. And she brought up the fact that everybody's joking about the baby oil, and there were narcotics in the baby oil. And a lot of that is whatever. We're not going to get him for RICO. I mean, there was one, everybody was in accordance in the jury. There was one person that was on Diddy's side. And then y'all just like, all right, well, we ain't gonna get him on the RICO, but we're gonna get him on the other stuff. No, RICO, there was a lot of racketeering going on. I believe so. I found it very interesting watching Jaguar's response, and it's like talking about every key piece. I mean, we talked about the ex-worker that had called out Cassie, the one with girl. I don't want to say nothing because I don't want to sound colorist, but the one with the charcoal lips, honey, and talk about some, oh yeah, well, Cassie abused me. She forced herself on that. No, she had been sedated to do that. And that's why I will agree with Jaguar. That girl had to be sedated to mess with a lot of these damn ex-workers. They weren't good in the looks department. Let's be very clear on that. And I'm not one to talk, but I'm just saying what I'm seeing, girl. It was a lot of malpractice going on with this lawsuit. And in turn, he's not going to get, I don't see him getting any good time, any long time. And he'll probably get out with good behavior or whatever. And he will do what he always does. Or maybe this time he'll be on this little Christian route. Like, oh, I found God and I'm not going to do what the thing, girl, bye. But that's, like I said, it's a direct reflection of how, like, the justice system, they don't work for us. You know, they don't work for us. They get it wrong, and there really is no law and order in this country. But and it's a direct reflection of the Epstein list. Yeah, they don't want to reveal that no more. Oh, they lied. They made it up. Nigga, Trump, you've been with this. They had several pictures of you, several photographs of you at these damn events. You were there. You were messing with the kids. Let's be very clear. And that's why he doesn't want that list to come out. You lied to your own fans, fanatics, MAGA. You lied. You said you were going to release all the stuff. You said you were going to release, the documents of Martin Luther King and JFK. And then you was going to say you was going to bring out the Epstein list, and you never did because your name is on it. And there was no way for you to get your name out of it. But see, it's not even just Trump. It's other people. It's the royal family. It's real high caliber of celebrity status that were at these parties. And they all came together secretly and was like, yeah, we ain't giving this to the public. I hope it gets leaked. I hope there's a whistleblower, and God rest their soul, child, because they're going to get them. Whoever, if there is a whistleblower, if someone is to drop these damn files. But I don't think we even need it because we already know who's there. A lot of the shit is public knowledge. You need the documentation just to confirm, but we already know half of the people. We've seen the people there. We've seen the pictures. So, girl, it's a whole mess. We have a lot of things to get into today. Okay. We got to talk about the CEO of Roc Nation, Desiree Perez, and how she is asking the court to find her daughter in contempt, child, because she was talking a little bit too much about the lawsuit. We also, in regards to Roc Nation, honey, we got to talk about Colin Kaepernick's partner speaking out against Roc Nation. We also have to talk about Nicki Minaj and her feud with SZA and how, girl, you be looking like a bully. All that and more coming up on the Darren Green Show. Okay, so we have to start with this first topic. We got to talk about the Roc Nation CEO, Desiree Perez. I don't think I ever talked about her on this show. But there's a lot that needs to be said. And part of me is doing this topic because it was a big story, but also a good part of me is doing this because I need y'all to understand that, honey, everybody can get it. All sides can get it. And I feel like if there's some foul play going on, if there's some people that's really doing some shit, I'm going to talk about it. So I'm gonna read this little excerpt from the Neighborhood Talk, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts. Now, it said that Desiree Perez has asked a Florida court to find her daughter, Demori Hadley, in contempt for allegedly violating a judge's orders that restrict public comments about the ongoing lawsuit involving Roc Nation. Now, the request follows Hadley's appearance in the interview with a YouTuber, Tasha K, which was later shared through Hadley's Instagram account. According to Roc Nation, that interview and the social media post directly violated a special court order intended to keep both Hadley and her husband from making public statements about the case. Now, to give a bit of context, Hadley filed the lawsuit in May 2025, accusing her mother and Roc Nation of arranging her involuntarily psychiatric commitment through Florida Bakers and Marchman's Act. She alleges that Perez falsely portrayed her as a danger to herself, citing drug use and suicidal behavior in order to detain her for more than 2 weeks. Now, in response to the suit, Roc Nation obtained a court order barring both Hadley and her husband from speaking publicly or posting about the matter online. The company now argues that Hadley not only violated the order by participating in the interview, but allowed it to be promoted on Instagram, drawing public attention to the case. Honey, public attention is already in. We already are eyes glued to this situation, girl. But I digress. In the court filings, Roc Nation stated that Hadley affirmatively violated this court special order and publicized an interview she gave about this case to further influence public perception. Hadley told the court that the post was not intentional. She said Tasha K added her as a collaborator on a video, which automatically placed it on her profile. According to Hadley, she removed the video from her page. Now, I'm going to say something about that, for example. Girl, you did the interview. Come on, daughter, you did the interview and you talked about the case. You ain't supposed to be talking about the case. You were ordered to do this. You have to, and I'm not coming for the daughter because I'm in any way do I think that she's lying about the situation. We all know that there are people that are powerful people that will silence people in that way. And they will place you in these psychiatric hospitals because they want you to stay silent. They don't want you to speak out and say things. I think that when you are playing this game, you got to play it correctly. And I'm not telling you that you have to be the perfect victim, because who is the perfect victim? Nobody is the perfect victim. But you have to play the game. You were told not to talk about this. Okay, you were told not to talk about this outside of the lawsuit. That was a court order. You giving them the brownie points. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to start in by saying that. But also, Desiree, or as Nicki would say, Desiree, to put your daughter in contempt. They playing a hard game. They are definitely, it's a lot of back and forth going on. Tasha K is always in the middle of some shit. She always starting some shit. Even when she's not trying to, she is always starting some shit. Okay. But the thing about Roc Nation, though, they're such a throw the rock and hide the hand type of company. And that is what really gets me. It makes no sense. Because I wrote this down. It makes no sense that y'all are the epicenter of a lot of these y'all stay in the courts. I thought we were a music label. Are we a music label or are we a goddamn mob? It's very weird. I think that the fact that the CEO is trying to hold her daughter in contempt, y'all don't want to spread awareness with the lawsuit, honey. People are talking about it. People are not going to not talk about it and have questions. Like, this is a bizarre story. This mother turned on her daughter and got her admitted into a psychiatrical hospital or whatever because she was suicidal and then dealing with drug use. I mean, I was hearing a little bit of what Jaguar was saying on the video. She was saying there was a time she had called the cops on, because it's Demori and the husband that is, suing. They got the husband arrested because they said, oh, the husband was beating up on her daughter, Desiree's daughter, Hadley. And come to find out that wasn't the case. So they made some stories up. There's a lot of reindeer games going on right now over there in Roc Nation. And I would be wrong just because I like certain people in that community or whatever, or one person really, because I don't give a crap about nobody else. I still have to say what I got to say about things. Like y'all are running business real rampant and real just crazy. It's a lot of craziness going on. I mean, and I think that they, like Jaguar said, they are scared of potential RICO charges because it's looking a little RICO-ish. And y'all better not have nobody else come out and say things. But I mean, they already are. And we have those topics potted up as well. Yeah, I mean, do I have anything else on the docket in regards to this? I mean, we'll see how this plays out. No, I'm kind of on the daughter side. I think that it's definitely something that they don't want out. That damn CEO, she needs to step down. If y'all want to preserve any type of ethicalness, or if that even is a word, you would have that woman step down. Actually, I think Jay-Z should step down too, and it should be a whole nother CEO. Because it makes no sense how this damn company, it has so much involvement in people's, you get what I'm saying? Like I found it weird that they Roc Nation attached itself to Megan Thee Stallion's pending lawsuit with the sexual harassment with the boy I think he was a cameraman or whatever, and like they was in a car and he claims that Meg Thee Stallion was like having with another woman and he was uncomfortable and he sued her for sexual harassment. And I find it weird that Roc Nation was not in on it, but they were like aiding Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion is not even a Roc Nation girl, or is she? I mean, she's independent. She's not under a label, but it's like, why are y'all so close-knit into what she got going on? And then even with the case with the blogger in regards to Tory Lanez and stuff like that, they were kind of in on it. They were in it. Like are y'all a legal firm or is this a music label? Y'all got more issues than Vogue. Y'all need to figure it the fuck out. It's like I said, it's a lot going on. There's a lot that we don't know. There's a lot that the public does not know. We will see how this plays out. But yeah, I think in any case, like she needs to step down. This Desiree, she needs to step down if they want to preserve any type of ethicalness. Okay, within this company. Speaking of Roc Nation, Colin Kaepernick, because we look, like I said, everybody can get it. Everybody can get it, right? So another story that was very interesting that I wanted to talk about was the fact that Colin Kaepernick's partner spoke out against Roc Nation. Now, the longtime partner, Nessa Diab, is drawing a bold parallel between NFL's treatment to Colin Kaepernick and Nicki Minaj's recent claims about Jay-Z and Roc Nation. Now, in a lengthy tweet, Nessa referenced Nicki Minaj exposing alleged smear tactics, saying that they mirrored how Jay-Z and Roc Nation undermined Kaepernick's movement. Now, in quotes, the wife said, at Nicki Minaj, exposing the smear campaign tactics that Jay-Z, Roc Nation, Desiree did to her behind the scenes is very similar to what I told they did to Kaepernick. Nessa wrote, Jay purposely co-opted Colin's protest by siding with the NFL to help their image. Oh, she said their, not his, honey, their image after they blackballed Colin from his protest. Nessa alleged that Roc Nation accepted $5 million annually over the past 5 years from NFL to bury the growing protests and reshape the narrative. She referenced Roc Nation CEO Desiree comments celebrating the shift from the boycott performance. We love that everyone wants to be on stage. We've come a long way. Nessa also wrote that Perez received a pardon from Donald Trump, whose allies include the NFL owners. In quotes, I still don't watch the league or whoever is performing whatever game they are playing. Nessa concluded, doubling down on hashtag still with Cap and forever. Let's talk about this because I don't think I ever really talked about, I really have never talked about a lot of this before because it was a lot that I did not know. And there's things, if I don't know too much, I'm not going to talk about it, but it's enough. Jay-Z moved very weird throughout that whole situation. We had the Colin Kaepernick protest where he did the kneeling and he got blackballed. You came in like some goddamn savior because you wanted him to play back on the league and whatever and this, that, and that. You advocated yourself to help him out with his protests. And then you got a job from NFL. It's okay, dog. All right, so boom. I'm going to help you with this situation. I'm going to talk to NFL. Oh, so actually they gave me a job. They gave me a position. So I'm like head of the whatever that dictates who gets to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show. They basically, he went in to try to help him, and then he ended up getting like some type of a deal off the NFL, and then left Colin, blackballed and unhired. They wouldn't put him on a team. I mean, it was a lot of the ball was definitely dropped on Jay-Z's part. And then when you got in that interview and you said shit, I think we're past the kneeling, and calling people a capitalist is almost like a slur around these white folks, these white powerful people in the NFL. That was so weird. And then now you're trying to package it like, so we put on, it's a little bit more diversity in the NFL halftime shows. Has that positively affected anybody? Okay, every couple years, we got a couple people in the community performing at the halftime shows. We had 50 Cent one time, and Mary J. Blige and all that shit, and we had Kendrick Lamar last year. You get what I'm saying? There's a little bit more diversity. We had Shakira and J. Okay, all right, well, it's performance. You derailed this man's entire protest. And it's so funny how he did that and got fired. There's people that's still kneeling and they still got their jobs. Well, I don't know if they're doing it now because we in Trump's America now. Girl, you might get fired. Yeah. You sold the person out. Now, is it similar to the whole Nicki situation? I think that with the smear campaigns, I think that there could be some covert things. I feel like these headphones are making too much creaking noise. I need new headphones, child. I think that there was definitely some foul play. There definitely could have been some foul play, some type of calculated move to end it. Because let's be very clear, Colin Kaepernick's relevance is gone. I mean, the fight is over. And that could be due to Jay-Z and his silencing of people. You are an opportunist. He's an opportunist. I definitely believe that. He is an opportunist. And he takes people's disadvantages, and so how am I going to flip it and make? He's a good business person. Only way to be a billionaire now, child, is if you step on other people, but that doesn't really particularly make him a good person. And I think that a lot of calculated moves going on right now. And I'm going to say this because we talked about this whole thing of, just since we're on the Jay-Z topic, I think that there's a lot of tomfoolery going on right now. We know that you have to submit a paternity test. You are required to do that. I think the latest news is that he's trying to get it dismissed. It's not going to get dismissed. If it's not your child, then why are we so hell-bent, right, of not seeing this through? If that's not your child, why are we so hell-bent on not seeing this through? And you made distractions like a freaking choreographer that had unreleased Beyonce music in somebody's car. A choreographer. Set lists and future endeavors and all this other stuff got stolen out of somebody's car in Atlanta. Unreleased music. Why would the unreleased music be there and not on a damn computer? Locked behind different walls of whatever, however you do to secure files on the computer. You had it, you gave it to a choreographer. I don't believe that. More than the fact that I don't believe that it was an inside job, I think that this was a freaking scheme that Jay set up so that it can come to you. But no, like for real, like you wanted to change the narrative. You wanted to distract people. I do think that and I do just mean Jay, because I feel Beyonce's on her own time. She's doing her tour. I haven't seen any evidence of her getting into the things. You're married to the man, but at the end of the day, you married to somebody that long, you gotta, I don't know if, I'm not saying she's under spells, under weird. Girl, I'm just saying, look, I don't have any evidence that Beyonce is a part of that, but the fact that he's now like showing up to the shows and kissing and doing all this stuff. We have not seen y'all be intimate in years. I mean, he showed up for red. I mean, let me tell you something. When they showed up to that red carpet appearance for the Mufasa movie, child, honey, they were COVID distances away from each other. Give me 6 feet. You get what I'm saying? Now, something is going on. And let me tell you something. We about to get into the topics that we about to get into, but I'm just want to make it clear that, honey, anybody can get it. And if I see something that's kind of weird, some weird patterns going on, we gonna speak on it. We definitely gonna speak on it. Yeah, no, he's a weird character. He's definitely a weird character, and will justice be served? I mean, I don't even think, but I don't think that, well, because, and I keep on going back to Jaguar, because like she was saying, like, you know, the reason why he doesn't really want to get this paternity test done, because it would open up some other can of worms, because there was allegedly, because I don't want Rock Nation down my throat now. They said that, well, this is what the Jaguar said. Jaguar said that the mother of that man that's trying to get the paternity test, the son, allegedly, the alleged son, he messed with her and got her pregnant like at a young age. Like the girl was underaged. Allegedly. Okay. Got to make sure I say that word, child. Because, child, they be coming for the bloggers, honey. They be coming for us. And that's probably why, because once that can of worms gets open, let's say that it is his son, now we have to take into account that you got this girl knocked up at a young age, and we already known you to have things for younger people. I mean, you and Beyonce are like a good many years apart. And when y'all met, did all the things, y'all were many ages apart, I should say, okay? And it'll just open up a lot of can of worms, and I think he's scared of that. But hey, look, you do your dirt. What's done in the dark will always come to the light. But I also want to keep in mind that we have to point the gun at the people, the real people that's responsible, and not just go on tirades and just bully people just because you think that they talking about you. I'm talking about Nicki Minaj. So, and that's a good segue. We have to talk about the Nicki Minaj and SZA situation. I've been wanting to talk about this thing fully for a week. And I know that I'm late because we had the Monday shows. We talk about everything that happened in the previous week. Yeah, Nicki decided to pick a fight with SZA. We're just going to go ahead and get into it. There was tension between the two. To give you a bit of context, okay, Nicki has an issue with TDE, Punch in particular, but she has an issue with TDE. TDE is a label that manages SZA. And while she was making her tweets talking about small entertainment and talking about all the things that they did and they said about her, this company TDE, in the mix of that, SZA tweeted, Mercury's in retrograde, don't take the bait, silly goose. While the post did not name anyone, Nicki appeared to take it personally. Okay. So after that, they go on this couple day Twitter beef. Okay. I'm going to tell you some of the tweets, but we not finna go tweet for tweet. We not finna go tweet for tweet. We not. Y'all saw it. I saw it. We all saw it. She told the girl, draw them damn fake freckles on your face, honey. And calling her a liar. I mean, they went in. SZA came back, called her weird. I'm not with that weird shit. This, that, and the third. Nicki got on her Queen Radio. She was talking about it. And Nicki continued in with the smear campaign, the whole Mizza thing, calling her Mizza, miserable. She makes sad music. She's sad. She's a sad person. You talk about women, this, that, and the third. They, like I said, there's no introduction. We all saw what happened last week, and we saw Nicki's response in all this. For her to sit there and say, oh, wait, this really has nothing to do. I don't want to beef with women. I don't want to argue with women. Y'all are really pawns. And my whole thing is, if that's the case, Nicki, if they are pawns, then why the hell are you engaging in a one-sided beef yet again with another woman? It just does not make any sense to me. And to give my notes now, because I feel like we spoke enough about what went down, I really wonder how the greatest female rapper of our time, somebody that I have cherished for many years. She turns herself into a goddamn Power Ranger supervillain every freaking week. I'm going to tell you what happened. After she got done dragging TDE, SZA got caught in the crossfire because she thought that SZA was talking about her with that Mercury and retrograde shit. At the end of the day, and we saw past tweets of SZA always talking about the damn Mercury being in goddamn retrograde. She is an astrology girly. Every time she get off the show, she talks about the Mercury being in retrograde. I don't think that SZA was trying to be facetious, because that's what some other people were saying. They were like, oh, she always has those little innuendos and she always sounds so condescending. And no, there's no evidence of that. We've seen her tweets before tweeting about the retrograde. She's on tour. When you're on tour, what I've noticed, like, these artists aren't engaged in what's going on in social media culture. They may get a free time, they get on their phone, they make a little tweet or make a little post there and there, and they're going back to the show. She's touring in Paris at this time. Like, she was not worried about you. And I think that's the thing with Nicki. Like, she thinks everybody is after her. And I understand, because I'm a lean in with empathy. I'm not going to call people out their name like other YouTubers and stuff like that. I'm a lean in with empathy, but I'm also going to give a little bit of criticism. I understand that she has gone through so much and so many people have came after her. I was there. Let's be I'm a veteran. I ain't no Barb no more, but I was a veteran Barb. Okay, so I was there way back when. I was there with the Grammy situation when she performed and she got blackballed. Like, I was there with the whole Little Kim beef. You get what I'm saying? And people saying, oh, I was there with hell. I'm back from, remember Keys dissed Nicki Minaj? And I was in them comments fighting for my life. Let's be very clear. Nicki Minaj had a lot of people talk shit about her. And I think now what has happened, right? What has happened now is that so many people have talked shit about her. She doesn't know who, like, when you go through that much trauma, and I do, and I'm going to call it what it is. I got to take these off because this is pissing me off. I know what that is. When you go through that type of trauma, when people left and right talking about you, saying this, saying that, and then you don't know who's on your side, you don't know who's coming for you, you don't know what. You get what I'm saying? The littlest thing will set you off. And you think that, oh, this must be about me because I talked about her label and I talked about her management. And so she must be making some innuendo about. We need therapy. That was not the case. I don't believe SZA was talking about her. And I'll die on that hill, and I'm pretty sure some other people will die on that hill as well. I don't believe that SZA was talking about her. And my other thing, too, with this, because there's so many layers to this topic, right? This whole idea that we need to understand that there could be things at play behind the scenes, and Nicki is reacting to what's happening, and we're not seeing the other side, so it's making her look crazy. I'm sorry. I don't have empathy for that. Because if you're not going to tell us what is happening behind the scenes, what is being said, the context of things, if I'm over here beefing with somebody, I'm over here arguing with a friend, and we going back and forth on the phone call, and I get on Facebook or whatever and saying this, she, this, that, the third, she over here, they over here trying to conspire against me. They're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, what are you talking about? Who, what, where, when, and why? And Nicki has not been able to deliver the who, what, where, when, and why. You have just been going off. So no, we need the full context. You get on Queen Radio and you have these innuendos and you're talking riddles. Nothing ever gets talked about. So no, sorry, this whole behind the scenes, you guys don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Neither do you. And there could be nothing going on behind the scenes. And she could just be talking. We don't know because we're not there. Only person that knows that is Nicki and God. But while I'm seeing her having her outbursts and it's looking one-sided and I'm not getting any other evidence because I am looking, she's acting like Kanye. She's acting like Kanye. And y'all know how Kanye be acting. Y'all be coming for him. Y'all be saying all that he don't be making no sense. And that's what y'all don't want to, y'all. It's a little bit of a double standard going on, but we could put a pin on that. Now, the whole other conversation of Nicki potentially not liking SZA because they tried to work together and this, that, and the third, and they kind of like Nicki approached her with a song, and basically SZA left her on red, apparently. And SZA did reveal text messages, and people called her out on that, saying that, oh my God, you harbored text messages for this very moment. No, Nicki was bringing up old tweets of what SZA used to say. See, that's why I say y'all stands hypocrites. Y'all know that Nicki retweeted all those tweets that SZA said in the past, and yes, those tweets were kind of questionable, and it does make her appear fake because, I mean, a lot of the people that you talked about, you ended up working with. But I will chalk it up to the fact that these were old tweets and this was a younger SZA. Like, we've all made tweets. So, but if she wants to, let me tell you something. Anybody, and just let you know, if you know me in real life and we text, that meaning you have my number, I don't delete texts. Just so that I can have receipts. I'm not screenshotting nothing unless I have to. But I'm gonna be like, oh no, February 7th, 2013, you said. So yeah, I'm gonna have some evidence of receipts because you trying to call me crazy. Not only did you like curse her out in Twitter, but you went on Queen Radio and you kept it going. You kept it going. Oh, think that she really thinks that she's better than me? Like, I'm an icon. You're not an icon. It's just, girl, honey, like, her second album is still on the Billboard Top 200. Ain't that like a 2-year-old album? And I'm not trying to go stat for stat, because we know if we go stat for stat, SZA doesn't have the content yet to go stats for stats. Okay, Nicki has more content and she has a lot more songs that were timeless. You get what I'm saying? SZA is a breakout. It's still kind of in her breakout star role. Like, 2 of her albums, Control and Sos, like, successful album. You cannot take that away. You can't take away Nicki's, because people try to do that too. And I'm like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to take away Nicki's accolades. You can't take away Nicki's accolades, but you damn sure cannot take away SZA's as well. Let's be very clear. I thought that was Nicki, tread lightly. SZA is a juggernaut when it comes to successful music. Like, she keeps them coming. So I don't know where that came from. And then also, I don't know why there's so much emphasis on you coming for SZA. And SZA's not even the type to really go back and forth with people. But when Cardi told you to shut the fuck up, right? That was last week or a couple weeks ago, when you were going on this tirade on Roc Nation and Jay-Z, and she told you to shut the fuck up, you did just that. If I'm not mistaken. You didn't say a word to her. And it's clear, Cardi made a couple tweets and you didn't say nothing. You hit at a person that doesn't hit back or can't hit back properly. And that's kind of makes, it's a little cowardly. I love you, girl. Love you down. It's a little cowardly. Because, yeah, no, you do kind of buck back when it's people that can really get at you. You tread lightly with Beyonce. You said B's name and then you took it out, replaced it with CeCe. But then you made another tweet, then bringing her up in there, back to the whole working together. She wrote something for Feeling Myself. You downplayed it because you downplayed it, but that was never the point. The point was, you said that you don't know this girl. You never heard her music. You never worked with this person a day in your life, when we have receipts of you wanting to get her on your songs. One, and she wrote some lines for Feeling Myself. And you say, well, I just use this and Bae told me to say this and Bae told me to do this, but she just wanted me to. Honey, it's your song. Why did Bae tell you to do anything? It's your song. It was on your album. Now you want to bring her name into it because people saying you kind of scared her. It's weird. It is weird. It's weird as hell. Honey, what else we got on the docket when it comes to this? I'm telling you, look, we going off the rails today. What else? Yeah, so it was a double standard with the text messages. Nicki can bring up old tweets, but she can't bring up receipts of you about working together, even though you said you didn't know her. That's kind of weird. And then the woman comment in regards to SZA's past tweets, saying that you really disrespect women, and how could you ever? We get into the destroying and destruction, belittling of women, when Nicki, you have done that for the past couple years, when the rise of a lot of these other female MCs came to light. You had issues with them. Even the people that didn't really have issues with you, somehow issues arose. I think what SZA said was wrong on those tweets, and she should be held accountable for that. But I feel like we've already been past that. She said a lot of shit. But honey, that was in the past. You still be tearing down women, Nicki. You do. I think every beef past like Cardi B, and I said this in a tweet, I said every beef past Cardi B, like after Cardi B, that's when a lot of your beefs with other women seem very you-sided. You didn't like when somebody said something in the interview, so you got into an argument with somebody. Now, granted, I felt like Lotto was being weird, but at the end of the day, you didn't like what she said in the interview. You had a silent beef with Ice Spice. We know about you. You allegedly, because I don't want to get sued. You cursed her out. You cursed her out at the set of the Barbie's World music video. You know what I'm saying? And that's already been confirmed because Ice Spice's ex-best friend was basically revealing 2 text messages of Ice Spice calling out Nicki. So we know y'all had a silent beef. You and Doja Cat are on good terms. You beef with Meg. We still don't even know why you beef with Meg. I don't believe the whole abortion thing. I don't believe that thing of her wanting you to drink when you was pregnant. I have reason to believe it was some other reason. You picked a fight with her. And then when she responded, you went on a rant. You tear down women. You are not a girl's girl. You are the type of girl that don't like other girls. That's what you are. You're a mean girl. So for you to sit there and say SZA is that, no, and say that, oh, I don't want to argue with women. You've been arguing with women for years. You don't give the men that same energy, and then these men be coming for you. Back in the day, especially. One thing that I will give Nicki grace on, because they're calling her a snitch and stuff like that, because one of the TDE affiliates or whatever got on stream basically saying, you gonna turn into it. We're gonna put you in a blender, or you gonna get put in a blender like your friend or whatever. Now I thought he was talking about Drake. Now a lot of people saying he talked about Tory. Now I understand because they calling her a snitch because she added FBI and CIA for them to do an internal not internal, but an investigation on that man. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, if you were referencing to Tory with that whole blender comment, because I thought he was talking about Drake because Kendrick is a TDE artist also, and it's like you don't want to get put in a blender like your boy did talk about Drake. But if that is the case and he was talking about Tory, yeah, that's a little concerning. Everything else though, I'm like, girl, what are we doing? What are we doing? Who you gonna beef for next? You gonna beef for Jasmine Sullivan next? Because you done beef for all the rap girlies. Now you done moved to R&B. Who's next? At this point, every week it has become who's next on the chopping block of Nicki? Who's the next person that we're just gonna do a tirade on and bully them and making sure it's a person that can't really fend for themselves, like SZA? Because I think SZA is not. That girl don't beef. She don't beef with nobody. For real. I don't know. I thought it was very weird. It's getting tired. And one last thing that I will say before we change the topics, honey. Oh my God. I know there are some Barb accounts that want to speak the truth so bad. And there were some accounts that had the balls to say, I don't like what was going on here. I don't think that SZA was talking about you. I don't think that this is right. And they got met with vitriol because you gotta, in order to be a barb, in order to be like, and not even just, we don't even just gotta make it about being a barb, just being a stan of somebody. You can't stand somebody and then also hold them accountable and also say, well, you know what, I don't agree with that. You have to agree, these people deify these men and women, these celebrities. And that's what gets me. I don't deify a single soul. And y'all sit there, and like I said in my other video, y'all enable this woman's psychosis. You're going to enable her ass into a conservatorship one day. Because she looking crazy. She looking crazy. And y'all not calling her out on her shit. Y'all scared that she going to block you or this, that, and the third. If enough of y'all say, hey, what you're doing is not right, she will make the correction. Honey, we the ones that's buying her music. But no, y'all want to live in the same delusion. Y'all want to create this echo chamber of misinformation and bullying. Y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead. And if there's anybody in my camp that don't like what I had to say about this, toodles. And we can move on. We can move on, okay? Because I wanted to talk about the reality of it all. Have you guys been watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 reunion? Now, I did watch part 1. Okay. Part 1, I like where this is going. I like where this is going. It's a lot of back and forth with Angela and Phaedra. Portia kind of pissed me off. We talked about this on the Medusa show a little bit. I didn't like how Portia was like, wait, because it was like, well, how did you meet? Did Shamia introduce you to Simon? And then Shamia over was like, no, girl. We know that Shamia did not introduce Simon to Portia. It was Fallon that introduced Simon to Portia when she went over Fallon's house and met Simon. That's how they met. It was all on camera. We all saw it. Like, what is going on? I can't wait for part 2 though. Part 2 looks interesting. After watching this reunion, I have high hopes that they will make a season 17 because there is reason to make one. I think I heard they were trying to bring Nene back. Nene is good for the show. I need them to bring Kenya back as well because we need that bombshell and just take some people out. I don't know if I want to see Shamia come back. And I don't mean to be rude. I don't think Shamia brought anything else to the table other than a beef that she had or this frenemy situation with Portia. I don't think she's that entertaining. And it just goes to show you can have it all and still not be like, and she has a beautiful life. Let's be very clear. She got that house, that $9 million house, and that man that makes that good money in HVAC and all that other stuff. Cool. But what are we bringing to the table? I mean, okay, or if she comes back for season 17, she's definitely gonna be beefing with Portia. Portia's not gonna give her the time of day. We need to take some people out. Do I want to see Kelly again? No, I don't want to see Kelly either. I don't think she's for this show. I see her being on Love and Hip Hop or something like that. And I don't mean that in a way. I don't see her on this show. I see Angela coming back, but Angela's shit gotta be better because she completely went off the rails with that you had that nigga come in there that was balding, talking about some Phaedra was giving me information because Junebug and all this other stuff. I'm just like, Angela lost me with that, but her other stuff was solid. Like her beef with Portia, that was entertaining. Honey, you said you was going Charles. You said that. Like that was entertaining. Drew, I want Drew to go too. So I think Shamia, Kelly, and Drew should really go because I'm not seeing it with Drew. Drew, once this divorce is finalized, what else do you have going on? You kind of beefing with Portia and not beefing with Portia. Y'all hugging it out and stuff. I thought that was kind of weird too. I think they should they should get rid of Shamia, Kelly, and Drew. Bring back Nene and Kenya. Now they said bring back. Now the only way I want Candy to come back is if Phaedra's gonna be there, because we gonna need this reunion. Other than that, y'all can have it. Tell me what y'all think about the Real Housewives. I mean, I'm recording this on Sunday, so I won't be able to tell you what's going on part 2 of that reunion, but I heard there was a lot going on. Also a lot going on, child. I don't talk about him that much, but Cenat, he's kind of going viral a little bit because he says that he started to distance himself from Adin Ross after the manager allegedly called him the N-word. I would play this. It's a lot of fluff, but basically in this video, he's detailing the fact that there was a time where his management had called Kai and was like, "Oh, this is Adin Ross's birthday. We need you there." I guess the manager was a little drunk, and he was going through the motions saying, "We'll fly you out," and this, that, and the third. And he calling him the N-word. Now, calling him the N-word, not the hard R, but like the Nigga. Okay, as a white man, you get what I'm saying. And after that, he talks about how he started distancing himself from Adin. And my whole thing is with Kai, that's when you decided to distance yourself. And this is what I'm talking about, because Adin Ross been a racist, and I believe that his management is racist because he said the N-word. So in turn, Adin Ross is racist. That's a no-brainer. You knew this. You've been around these people. You get what I'm saying? But see, when it's directed towards you, that's when it becomes a problem. I mean, I feel bad that this happened to him. Of course, like, racism is horrible, but you was playing in his face. You was playing in their face. Was like this. I mean, his allegiance to Trump, that wasn't a deal breaker for you at all. Him saying stuff about, I don't know what relationship you have with DDG, but like him coming for Holly and all this other stuff. There's a lot of deal breakers. I just found it very bizarre that it was like, he called him the N-word, and that's why I started distancing himself. I'm like, you should have been distanced yourself from him, because he's an incel. I don't. Anyway, that was a big topic, child. That was a hoo chow. Another hoo chow. We didn't get to talk about this because I wasn't on last week, but a lot of people were talking about the Madea's Destination Wedding movie. I watched this with my parents. When I tell you, there was a couple of moments in this movie, y'all, I had to literally walk away because I was just like dumbfounded at the inability to make a good comedy black movie. And I was on his side with the Straw thing. I like when he does movies like Straw. I love when he did the 666 thing with the women in the army, with the mail and all that. When he does movies like that, hell, I even Beauty and the Black, even though I feel like we need to start changing these titles and making them more unique from each other, because we have Beauty and Black and Beauty and Beauty and Divorce and what the fuck. Anyway, I think that when we get to the Madea movies, we go back off the rails. And it really is not good. This was not a good movie. There's Madea movies that this movie makes Madea Boo look like a freaking Oscar-worthy movie. It's the lack of like storytelling here. It's like some of the stuff that could have happened, we could have dealt with this 5 seconds ago. This could have been this is a 5-second situation. I don't even want to get into details with the movie. If y'all want to watch it, go ahead and watch it. I think the problem is it's too much of Madea. Like, Madea used to be, when you look at back, let me tell you something. There was a method to the madness with these Tyler Perry Madea movies back in the day. And I'm talking back in Diary of the Mad Black Woman, Madea's Family Reunion, Madea's Big Happy Family, Madea Goes to Jail. You get what I'm saying? Madea was the comedic foil, right? But it wasn't too much. He used to hire actual, other actors, popular actors, by the way, and they had their own storylines, and Madea would come in and out every so often, but not too much. But when you put Madea and Bam and Brown and Cora now, because Cora's kind of a caricature now too, And it's just like they're glassed over the entire part. And it's like we're watching the plays. You can get away with a lot of shit on the plays because the plays are the plays. But when we start implementing that and everybody just sitting around and going through the motions, the pacing is horrible. The editing was trash. I mean, the storyline. It's very like infantile. Like I feel like a child wrote this. And I know Tyler Perry's a good filmmaker. He's good at what he does, especially when it comes to the comedic. But like when it comes to storytelling and writing dialogue, I'm just like, girl, what is going on? It's like when it's his original stuff and when it deals with people, like I said, Straw had Taraji. And I feel like Taraji and then also Sherry Shepherd kind of really brought that to life. It's like the actors, these new pretty actors that you have, you're not giving them any type of direction. You're just giving them the lines. All right, we know this because there's been actors that came out and was like, well, there was a time Tyler basically changed the script the day of shooting. And I had to memorize it and do what I had to do and say it correctly. You put a disservice to a lot of these new actors, and that's where I will come for Tyler on. You do a disservice to a lot of these newer actors that come out through you because they're gonna stay with you. The girl that played the person that was getting married. And then that fine ass brother from the Beauty and Black Child that played the stripper. I mean, you didn't give them nothing to do. I hate that for them because I really do feel like they're good actors. But what do I know? What do I know? I don't have a studio in Atlanta. I didn't do what he did, honey. I'm not a filmmaker, but I'm just telling you right now, girl, it's not giving. That you could have saved it. You better saved it. Girl. What's another thing that people was talking about? Oh, remember the girl that JT was coming for? Girl, because I was live yesterday because I was trying to figure out what to talk about for the next episode. But why this girl? Look at this. Oh, hold on. Wait. Oh.
Is Matt could have just brought out Snob's lip gloss back. I don't understand why y'all making this so hard. Why y'all making it so... Bring back Snob lip gloss back. The small one, the big one, both of them.
Not both of them.
Nobody care about Snob lipstick. Nobody cares. Nobody uses that.
Yeah, so she said that about the collaboration that JT did with Mac. Because I'm not sure. I'm not trying to get a flag because I just heard some music in there. So I'm like, let me just put this on a pause. And JT came for her, called that girl blowfish and everything. Mind you, the girl was pregnant. I think we jumped the gun sometimes. I think the way that she worded it did seem kind of aggressive. She wasn't really coming for JT. She was coming for Mac, but I kind of get it. I mean, JT was like, oh, everybody crab in the bucket. Y'all always want to come for other black people this and whoop-de-whoop and whoop-de-wah. Girl, don't be like that. JT coming, honey. Now, what else is going on before I get up out of here? Because I think we are almost at the time. Girl, they said, Katy Perry almost fell off her damn, whatever this damn thing is. I'm like, what is going on with these little things that y'all be riding on? Y'all got to get this thing together. Y'all got to get it together because, honey, we don't want y'all falling out of the sky. And she don't even look harnessed. Oh, Lord. Yeah, no. Y'all be doing too much. Y'all be doing too damn much. Just like this stampede that happened right here at the Atlanta MARTA station. A whole stampede. Because a little girl saw a bug. Y'all niggas. Over a bug, girl. What type of bug was it? Girl, somebody broke their damn ankle. All them damn cowboy hats. Y'all look dumb as hell. I know after that show, when I got off that show and I left, girl, I said, I'm taking this goddamn hat off right fuck now. Because this shit ain't, girl. Beyonce really be having us dressing in these costumes, honey. I love it, though. And shout out to Beyonce, too, because they said that her Cowboy Carter tour reportedly sets record for the highest grossing concert at an Atlanta Mercedes-Benz Stadium, making $55 million. Shout out to Bae. You know, I love you. Now, that's it. Just you and the kids. Okay, let's be very careful because Tina be pissing me off too because you be talking too goddamn much. Anyway, one other topic I wanted to get into, child, Obama, child. He's a lot of mixed reviews for what he said about how black boys need a diverse male role models to teach them empathy. Specifically, a lot of the headlines are saying, "Oh, Obama says more boys need to be exposed to gay men." I see how y'all doing with those headlines. Yeah, I see what's going on, but this is what he said.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy, one dad. No matter how good the
dad is, he can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this. And that's one of the things.
Yeah. That's what he said. I'm looking at some of the comments. Okay. Oh, well, they were, it looks like the Jasmine Brand's comments. I love Jasmine Brand, but their community is, for the most part, understanding. I think what he said is very important. At the same time, I have my opinions on that. I mean, boys growing up, they need to have more diversity in which, like, he's talking about his professor and how his professor will check him when he said things that were ignorant, his professor that was queer. I said this on my live the other day. I was like, I hear what Obama's saying, but get somebody else to do it. I'm not these people's teachers. And this is not to say that I like avoid, well, I guess it is. I mean, I do kind of avoid, as a gay person, like interactions and friendships with straight men. I shouldn't feel like I have to school you on anything when you're being ignorant. You should, if I'm hanging out with somebody, if the people that I hang out with, you should already know. Like, we should, and I don't mean to sound narcissistic or like everybody has to agree with me. No, we have people that we have different taste in music and different taste in people that we fuck with. But like when it comes to not dehumanizing people and not being ignorant, like we need to be on the same page. I can't be friends with somebody and teach them how to be empathic. You should already, that should be a pre-existing thing. You get what I'm saying? That you have. It's often, because I was that person back when I was in high school, when I was around the guys, and they would have their questions, and I thought that I was like, oh, maybe they really did want to know, or maybe they were just interested in, we have different perspectives. No, they were dissecting me. They wanted to know what makes me tick, and they had an understanding that, oh, this is a choice for you because you can easily choose to be with women and this, that, and third. And I had to like try to teach them, which they never wanted to learn, that, honey, you can't choose anything, honey. You are what you are. There is no choose. There is no choice. So it's stuff like that. Like, you have to unlearn these people, and sometimes they're willing to learn, and sometimes they're not. They just want to talk and look and talk down on you and be condescending. So that's why I say on the gay side of things, I don't want to be friends with people that I have to school. Now, I'm glad that Obama, he learned to not be ignorant and because let's be very clear, when he first came up in this game, honey, he definitely was like, oh, well, do you feel like, would you legalize gay marriage? No. He said that, nopey, but he ended up changing his mind with his second term. He legalized it. But it's good to see that I do believe people can evolve. And I think that people can change, their perspectives can change, and they cannot be ignorant. But like I'm not teaching nobody nothing. I'm not going through that rigmarole of trying to school people, because you're gonna be schooling everybody. You shouldn't school nobody. We should be, if I'm connected with somebody, we should already be in tuned. You believe I deserve rights just like you do, just like I believe you should. And that certain things shouldn't be the way that they are. Now, when kids are growing up, should they be exposed to that? I agree. But I think that kids should be able to learn empathy without that. Because they should have parents at home that tells them, hey, some people are like this and some people are like that. And we respect everybody's way of life. Full stop. It starts at home. It's not nobody else's that's in these communities, that's in these marginalized groups. It's not our jobs to make somebody empathic. It's their parents' jobs. And what's been happening is, yes, there's a lot of parents that raise kids into ignorance. So that's why I said, get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it, honey, because it ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me, honey. It ain't gonna be me. And that's not to say that I don't. I've been to college, so it's a lot of diversity. I've had a lot of straight male friends. I had straight male friends on this podcast before. Straight male collaborators, I should say. It's a little bit of boundaries too, and I don't want to I feel like I have to code switch around straight men. If you're a gay person that watched this show, I'm just like, come on, like I need y'all to confirm with me, like. Some people feel like they don't have to, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be who I am, and if you don't like that, whoop-de whoop and whoppity wop. But like some straight men, you have to code switch around, because you don't want them to think that you ever had an inkling of trying to like hit on them for any reason, and in some instances that could become dangerous. Because now the person want to attack you and all this other stuff. Like, you have to code switch. As a gay person, you have to code switch around straight men. Not really straight women. Some if they homophobic. But, like, you really have to code switch around them, because you don't want them to think that you're trying to hit on them, because they always think that every gay person wants them. And I don't mean that in a general sense, because I don't want to generalize. But that has just been my experience for the longest year. Don't come with me with that foo-foo stuff or this, that, and that. Like, oh, good. I can stay away from me. That's fine. And yeah, I mean, it was an interesting conversation. I see where Obama was trying to say, and I also don't like how people were trying to, we need to address the elephant in the room, because that man that died at your house, that cook that was gay, we trying to say some innuendo that Obama is one of the brothers, honey. Y'all can miss me with that bullshit. Stop playing, honey. Obama is strictly not dickly, okay? Strictly vaginally. Okay, let's be very clear on that. But you can't tell nobody nothing. They're gonna believe what they're gonna believe. And that's really all we have to say for today. That's it for the show. I done ordered my food on DoorDash because I did not have breakfast today. Well, yet. Hope you enjoyed this show. This last topic was really interesting. I want to know what you guys think. And I will be back with the next episode. Okay? Talk to you guys later.